Good morning. Last Sunday of the year, and couldn't be a more fitting thing to find something about new beginnings today. So go ahead and have a seat back on your heels in child's pose. I'll keep my head up so you can hear me, but let your head rest on your hands, on the floor, on a block. And just spread your knees as wide as your mat and let your belly soften in between your thighs. And just find a little space here. Find a little bit of peace and a little bit of maybe go inward a little bit more. Taking the time, maybe you're ruminating or reminiscing about the year. So let's just take a moment of gratitude for being able to be together in this year. And then let's let go of everything else. So start to breathe into the spaces between your two hips, between you're wrapping around your rib cage, between your two shoulders. And start to spread the breath wide as well as deep. But keep it smooth, keep it soft, keep it light. You want that quality of the breath that you have right here in this child's pose to carry with you through the entire practice. So there's a saying, if you lose the breath, lose the pose, because if you've gone in too deep, you just need to back off. Make this a peaceful and yet powerful transition. Reach your arms out in front of you if they're not already. Spread your fingers and push the heel of your hand down. As you're pressing the mat forward, you press your hips back. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Let that belly soften in between your thighs. And maybe right here you start to notice what's going on in your body today. Notice that, it feels pretty good today, or I'm feeling a little stiffer, I might take it slower. And I encourage you all to go at your own pace because we're all at different levels here. One more breath as you rise up onto your fingertips, lift your chest up, lift your wrists, your elbows and forearms. Walk over to your right side. Bring your left arm over and longer than your right arm as you push your hips to your heels. Let your head rest down. Good morning. Who's coming in? Oh, hi. Just mute yourself. I'll do it. Okay. All right. So find a little more space in that left side of your body. And then come back to center. Walk one hand over the other to the other side. Take the right hand over and longer than the left. Now push your right hip to your heel. Let your shoulders drop down. Soften through the abdomen. Just let your neck be soft and still. And then rise up and come back to center, hand over hand or one hand at a time. Reach the arms all the way out in front of you. Push the hips all the way back. And now draw the heel of your hands as if it were going to touch your knees to feel a little bit more engagement there. And then keep that action as you just pull your hips off your heels. Keep your arms long. Let your head come down in a rounded spine. But the arms are out in front of us a little bit further. As you inhale, arch your back, and then shift your hips forward and let your hips drop towards the floor. We're back. Did you hear me? Can you hear me? Apparently I lost you for a second. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, thank you. Good. So we're coming into a little bit of a hybrid upward facing dog. The knees are down, the chest is open. Soften your glutes and just sway a little bit side to side. And then go ahead and push your hips all the way to your heels one more time. Tuck the toes this time. And then just bring yourself back forward. Let your toes release, chest open, shoulders back and down. Good. And sit back on your heels, tuck your toes. And let's take this into a dancing lion. So we're going to move our bodies in circular motions. You can start off small, go big, do whatever you have to do. And then let's reverse that. And then come back to your center point. Rise up to your hands and knees. Now bring those shoulders on top of the wrists. Tuck the toes underneath you. Just stretch your right leg back, but keep the foot on the floor for now. Shoulders and hips are level to the floor. Your left toes can be tucked or untucked. Lift the right leg up and off the floor. Lengthen it away from you. Keep your hands on the floor as you point the toe. Lift a little higher. Round and curl your spine, chin to chest, head to knee. And let's do that again. Kick your right leg back, toes on the floor. You're all frozen. Exhale, round and curl. Kick it back. I'm hoping you can hear me. I can see Jane can hear me. All right. And then this time, take your right leg behind you. Lift and lengthen the leg away from you. And then take your left arm out in front of you. Point your toes, shoulders, and hips square. Breathe in and out. Good. Now let's take the left arm out to the left side. Right leg out to the right side. For a moment, lower the right leg and rise up into your gate pose. Reach the arms in two directions. And then flip the palms up. Lean to your left arm down, right arm up and over. So it's like your fingertip to toe tip is one long diagonal line. That looks good. Inhale, rise up, right arm down, left arm up and over. Come back through center, inhale, left arm down, right arm up and over. This time, if you'd like, lift that right leg off the floor, flex the foot, spin your heart open, bend your top leg, and reach behind you for it. Grab the foot, shin, or ankle. Push the hip forward, push the heel of the hand, or the foot into the heel of the hand. And then open up a little bit more of a back bend. Inhale, release the arm and leg carefully. Right leg down, right arm over. Rise up, inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Sit back on your left heel or towards it. Maybe you need a block. And reach your arms all the way forward. Right toes turn towards the front of your mat or front of your room or your space. Another big breath here. Inhale, the hands move back in. Lift up onto your left shin. Take your right leg off and over to the left side. And you know I call this dirty dancing asana. I don't know why. Just reminds me of the movie. And then push your left hip towards midline. Pull your right kneecap up. Bring your collarbones forward. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Right leg behind you. I think this might be the wrong playlist, so I apologize. Round and curl your spine. And maybe you don't have the playlist I have. Right leg comes forward. Tuck your left toes underneath you. And release the back knee. Bring your collarbones forward. Stretch your shoulder forward, your shoulders forward. Push your left hip down. Draw that right heel back as if you were pulling the heel to your back leg. And you'll start to feel a little different engagement. Breathe in one more breath. Good. As you exhale, we're going to just come back to our knees. Child's pose for a breath. Inhale to all fours. Tuck your toes, arch your back, dip your belly. Exhale, round and curl, chin to chest, just in a little cat and cow. And then come back to neutral. Left toes tuck underneath you. Square your shoulders and your hips. Pull the toes back, so keep the foot on the floor. Inhale. Good. Exhale, release the leg, round and curl, chin to chest. Bring it all the way up and in. And then float it back. Release it. Lengthen this time. Exhale, round and curl, bring it all the way in. And then kick it back. Good. Take the toes to the floor. Now let's keep the toes up. Bring the right arm out in front of you. Square off your shoulders and hips. And then bring the right arm to the right side. Left knee to the left side. Oops, it might become wobbly. Left foot down, right arm down. Lift up into your gate pose. Reach your fingers in two directions. Then flip your palms. Reach your right arm to the right hand to the floor or maybe a block. Left arm up and over, fingers to toes. Lift out of your waistline. Breathe. Good. Inhale, rise up. Left arm down, right arm up and over. Stretch over. Nice side way. For some of those of you who were with me for Friday Fitness, I'm feeling it here. One more time. Come back down. Right arm down, left arm up, left leg up. Take your arm and leg in line. You can stay here, bend your left knee, grab a hold of the front of the shin, and push the hip forward. Start with the heel of the buttocks. And then if you want a little bit more, push the heel into the hand, open up your chest and shoulders. Another big breath. Good, without boomeranging, release that left leg. Left arm up, left leg down. As you exhale, swing it around to the front. Walk your arms forward and walk your hips to your right heel. Maybe you don't get all the way down, or if you're sitting on a block, or maybe you just lean back enough to feel a different sensation. Whatever you have is right. On the inhale, draw yourself up to your hands and your right knee. Take your left leg and sweep it around to the right side. Tuck the toes, and notice that that right hip wants to go with the foot. So draw that right hip back to center. Pull your knees up, lift your chest up. Good, squeeze and hug everything towards midline. All dogs are welcome. And then gently release your left leg up behind you. Step it through between your hands. Shift forward, breathe. Pull your shoulders back, collarbones down. Just a little release of the hip flexors. This time what I want you to do is tuck your right toes underneath you. Look to the top of your mat, step right foot to left foot, top of your mat. Separate your feet with 2 fists in between, about the width of your hips, and body folds over in half. Shift your weight into the big toe, little toe, ball of the foot, heel of the foot. Let your head hang down, shake it out yes and shake it out no. Chin to chest, round your spine, and just feel lighter through your torso. On the inhaling breath, hands to your shins, and just look forward towards the front of your mat. Take your peace finger grip around your big toes. As you exhale, wrap your thumbs underneath your fingers, bring the elbows out to the side. Head to the shins, let it go. Breathe. And empty. Pull yourself a little bit closer, one more breath. And then rise up, inhaling, bring your hands to your hips or your heart, and rise to stand all the way up. Now bring your feet closer together, arms by your side. Bring your arms all the way overhead with an inhaling breath. Send your arms out to the side, bend your knees, and sweep your body forward. You might feel a little bit less even with your feet together, so feel free to separate. Inhale to lengthen your spine, hands to hips or heart, come up to standing. Bring the arms all the way up and all the way down by your side. One more time, bring the arms up overhead. Bring it through as you fold all the way down to the floor, hands on floor, shins or blocks, halfway lift, inhale. Empty out, exhale, fold. And then rise up your way, flat back, rounded back. However you need to get there, bring prayer back down to your heart center. Inhale, arms down, up and overhead. Lift your heart. Fold all the way down, soften your knees, hands on floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, lengthen your spine, collarbones forward, step your right leg to the back of the mat. Let's go ahead and lower that knee again. So you're not on top of your right patella, you're in front of it, your left knee is over the ankle. Climb to your fingertips to bring your chest up a little bit more and hug that left hip towards midline. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Good. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the floor. Straighten your front leg and lift the toes up. Rebend, bend that front knee, sweep the arms up overhead. Inhale, hands to prayer as you exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to floor, straighten left leg, toes up. One more time, just moving with breath. Arms come up, inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, arms up, so it's a little vinyasa. Hands to floor, left toes straight and hold. And breathe. Fold over that left shin, head towards the shin. Take another breath here. We're not going to stay too long yet. Rebend your front knee, turn your right toes to the left. Take your left hand inside and open up your right arm to the right side. See if you can find some space at the lower side of your body, so that left side of your body. Shoulders stacked, big toe touches. Big, big breath in here. Hug that left hip towards midline. One more breath. As you exhale, both hands are on the inside of the left foot. Right foot is forward. Good. Left foot is forward, excuse me. You were right. Hands on either side. Tuck your right toes under, and let's go find our downward facing dog.
So shift your weight from your hands to your feet, your tailbone is up, your chest is down, and pedal out your legs a couple times just to get the feeling of our dog pose. Climb on your tippy toes, pull your knees up, bring your chest to your thighs, and then lower your heels towards the floor. And if this is too much for anybody, feel free to go to your knees in child's pose. Maybe the first one is a little challenging for us, I know, from experience, yeah? Now, let's just shift forward to a plank. Plank is the top of a push-up position. Push the heel of the hand down, crown of the head back, tailbone nice and long. One more big breath. Lower your left knee to the floor, step your right foot in between your two hands. So just settle it in, right knee over the ankle, make sure that you're not on top of your left kneecap. And you bring your shoulders back down, your collarbones forward. Inhale, stretch the arms overhead. Looking good, guys, hands to prayer as you exhale. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to floor, straighten right leg, lift the toes, just for a moment here. And then rebend, inhale, arms come up. Hands to prayer, just moving prana energy, bring the arms up. Exhale, hands down, right toes lift as the right leg straightens. And then rebend one more time, arms come up, inhale. Exhale, prayer to the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to the floor, right toes straight and hold for a breath. Pull that right hip back, exhale, fold a little deeper. Next inhale, we rebend the knee, both hands inside, left foot turns to the left side. Hip moves into the center, left arm comes up. Maybe it's the right playlist after all. Lift your left arm up, right side of your body. So that bottom side of your body, make sure it's not collapsing and you're not putting your weight onto your thigh. Tucking that hip under, one more breath. As you exhale, release the hand. Turn that left foot forward. Separate your hands on either side of that right leg. Tuck your left toes underneath you. And find your way to a downward facing dog or maybe just a child's pose. When you get to dog, you take it for a walk if you need to, or settle into it because you're ready. Lift high on your toes and lift your kneecaps up, and then lower the heels towards the floor, breathing in, and emptying that breath. On the next breath, lift on your toes, shift into your high plank. Resist the earth with your hands, pull the belly in, round your spine a little bit in the upper back, and then just touch your knees to the floor, release your toes, and bring chin and chest to the floor, hips stay up in the air for one breath, and then pull through low cobra. Elbows hug in, squeeze your feet together, crown of the head forward, tailbone back, one more breath. As you exhale, sit to your heels and tuck your toes. Knees lift off the floor, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Rise on your toes, bend your knees, and make your way to the top of the mat, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, rise to stand your way, flat back, rounded back, however you need to get there. Hands to your heart center, arms by your side. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, fold through center, your way. Halfway lift, inhale. As you exhale, walk, step, float or hop or fly. Halfway down with legs straight or knees bent still. Roll through upward dog or you're on your belly for low cobra. Downward dog, your hips are in the air. And breathe. Chest towards your thighs, let your head hang down. Breathe across the shoulders, across the ribs, across the hips, just like we did in our earliest child's pose. Rise on your toes, bend your knees, look forward, make your way to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Empty the breath and let it go. And then rise to stand your way, hands to your heart center, arms by your side. Let's try that one more time. Arms come all the way up. Exhale, fold through center, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Halfway lift, inhale. If you're stepping, step with the other leg. Find your high plank to low plank on your knees or straight legs. An upward dog or low cobra, downward dog, hips up in the air. And we breathe. This is a good place to contemplate what's going on, how we're feeling. You know, do we want to modify? Do we want to make it more intense by adding push-ups? Or maybe we skip the push-ups. Bring your feet together. Right leg in the air. Look between your your hands and just bring it through. However you get it there is your choice, right? You might have to lower your back knee to the floor. Rise up onto your fingertips. Start here. Hug the hips towards midline. Lift your belly off your thighs so you have a nice connection in your core. And then keep your arms down by your side, but lift your torso up. And feel how you have to really work into that right leg. Back leg is nice and strong. Sweep the arms up overhead, inhale. Exhale, bring the prayer to the heart. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, bring the prayer to the heart. One more time. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down to the floor, straighten the front leg. This one we're going to hold for a few breaths. Pull the right hip back if you need to shorten your stance or put your hands on blocks. Inhale. And exhale, fold, let everything surrender. If your hamstrings are tight, this is going to be a challenge, so the knees can be bent. One more breath. Inhale. Lengthen your spine, put your toes down, bend your knee, right hand on the inside, left foot on its side, right hand stays on the floor, shin, thigh, or a block, left arm comes up. So basically the same thing we did on our knees. Left leg is strong, gaze up at your left hand or down at your right foot. See where you need to be. And kind of just scope it out. What's going on in that right glute? How is that right hip responding? And what's going on underneath you in the right side of your body? One more breath. As you exhale, that left hand's going to release. Hands on either side of your right foot, low lunge. Step back to a high plank, top of a push-up. Either go through vinyasa or skip it and make your way to a downward facing dog. And we all meet there. And those of you who are modifying, you know what you can do and where you have to go with this. So I want you to modify. Things on your knees are perfectly fine. Those of you who need more intensity know how to get there. Feet together, left leg in the air nice and high, high on your right toes. Look between your two hands and step your left leg all the way through. Help it out if it's needed. Draw that left hip towards midline, right leg is nice and strong. Fingers on the floor, just hovering, so you start to feel that action in your glutes. Lift your chest, your belly, your thighs off of the floor, off of your thighs. Right leg is nice and strong. Breathe in. Now keep your arms down by your side and lift your torso up. And just notice what's going on in your body, where you're at today. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, bring prayer to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, the prayer to the heart. One more time. Inhale, the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Hands to the floor. I'm not sure if I skipped that breath in. And straighten your front leg. Maybe the toes come up, maybe not. Maybe you have to shorten your stance. Put your hands on blocks. Bend your knees. It's all good. Make sure you're not taking any pressure into your neck and shoulders to accommodate that. Breathe in, breathe out. A couple more breaths. If your hamstrings are tight, just be patient with yourself and don't ever force. One more breath. As you rebend, take your left hand on the inside of the left leg, spin your right foot on its side, and take your right arm up. That left arm can be on a block, on your thigh, on the floor, depending on what's going on in your body. Sometimes it's the length of the limbs as well, but a lot of it is what's stagnant in our body, what's not moving. Take a big breath. Tuck that left hip underneath you. Reach the right arm to the sky, bring your collarbones open. One more big breath. On the exhale, right hand comes down, spin your hips and heart forward. Hands separate and we step back to a plank. And from here you choose your best way to get back to downward dog or child's pose. Add push-ups, skip push-ups, and you do you. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring your feet to touch. Float that right leg back in the air. Look between your hands and step it through. Inhale, rise up, bring the arms with you. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. We've done this. Exhale, hands to the floor, right toes lift. Hold that right hip back. Spin your left foot on its side. Put your right foot back down. Keep your right leg straight, hand on a block or shin or floor, and then take the left arm up and open up to the left side. Triangle, shoulder stack. Can you lift? So I want you to tuck that right hip under and spin your heart open. Your knees are lifted. Breathe in, breathe out. Gaze up or gaze down, your choice. Pull that right knee up nice and strong. Pull your heels towards each other while your thighs rotate away from each other. Look down at your toes. Hi, Crosby, good morning. And rise up to a reverse triangle pose. Pull your left hip over towards your right hip. Inhale, come back. Rewind inside of the right leg. Turn the left toes forward. Lower the left knee to the floor. Good. Just press here for a moment. Keep your left hand on the floor. Bend your left leg and reach behind you with your right hand for your left foot. If that doesn't feel good or you can't make the reach all the way, then just reach towards it. Maybe you want to use a strap. We're not here that long, or a towel. But make sure you're not sitting on top of your left kneecap. And then pull your foot in. And then at the same time, push your foot away. One more breath. Release the foot nice and easy. Straighten the front leg once again. Happy hamstring day. Inhale, rebend front knee, tuck toes. Step back through a flow or skip it. You choose. Upward, downward facing dogs. Feet together. Left leg in the air nice and high. Look between your hands, step on through. Rise up to your crescent. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Straighten the front leg. Turn the back foot on its side. And now take the left hand on the inside of that left leg or on a block or on your shin. And then rise or turn your torso to the right. Right arm up. If you're on the floor but you're all collapsed into your left side body, then just bring your hand higher up on your thigh. All right, so there's nothing wrong with that. It's just making it work for your body. For whatever's going on in your body, whether it's physical or internal. One more big breath. Look down at your left toes. Rise up for reverse triangle. Right hand to your left hip. Lift up and out of your waistline. On the inhaling breath, release to the inside of your left leg. Spin your chest and shoulders and hips around. So your right knee goes onto the floor. Lift your right foot off the floor. Reach around maybe with your left hand. Grab a hold of it. Pull the heel to the buttocks. And again, notice how that left hip wants to shoot out. So draw it back to midline. Go only as deep as it's good for you, right? So you might have to make modifications. Looking good. You can also be doing this from a standing position. As you exhale, just make sure you don't boomerang that foot. Tuck the toes underneath you. Find your low lunge. Oh, I think we did a split, so let's do a half split here. Breathe in and stretch, because it is a hamstring-y kind of day. And then rebend your front knee, tuck your toes, and then step back. Through your flow, or skip your flow, or enhance your flow. You do you. Downward dog is where we meet. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring your feet together. Right leg in the air, nice and high. Right leg steps through. Rise up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, prayer. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Right leg straightens. Right toes lift. If they didn't last time, spin on your left toes. Right hand on the inside. Right toes down. And open into your triangle pose for this breath. Inhale, rise up. Left arm down. Right arm up. And this time as you exhale, bend your right knee. Reach your left hand to your hip. And begin to float your left leg off the floor. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon balance. So your left leg is an extension all the way out of your hip. If you want to, you can do this on your knees, right? Breathe in, breathe out. Now I know it's the wrong playlist. All right. Try to spin that left hip on top of the right hip. And don't get pissed off if you fall out of it. So what? You come back. All right, so bring your left hand back to your hip if it came off. Look down at the floor. Rebend your right knee. Step back. Straighten your front leg. Find your triangle pose one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Reverse the triangle. And now let's turn ourselves to the left side of the mat, arms out, shoulder height, toes are slightly pigeoned. Bring the arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, palms together, knuckles down, heart lifts. And then fold over, head down to the floor, and go. Breathe in, breathe out. Push the big toe down. Shake out your head yes, and shake out your head no. Another big breath here. Good. Now just release your hands. Climb to your fingertips, lengthen your spine. Stay nice and long so your head and your tailbone are in the same line. Your knees may be slightly bent. Put more of the weight forward rather than back into your heels. Take another breath as you turn to the right side of your mat, into your right leg. Lower your left knee down again. I know a lot of you said you were happy with the lizards yesterday. I guess we're getting them again today for a few. Good, yeah, we need it, I know. Breathe in. Make sure you're not sitting on your left kneecap again. Good, walk your hands out. Come a little bit deeper. Maybe come to your forearms for some. Maybe some of you take an arm balance here. Maybe some of you just want to go back and release it a little bit more. So I encourage you to do you, right? Whatever you're doing today. Walk your hands back in. Separate your hands on either side of your right leg. Tuck your toes, take your vinyasa, you make it your way. You can certainly add those push-ups, right? Downward dog. Feet together, left leg in the air. Left leg steps through. Rise up, crescent lunge, inhale. Exhale, prayer to the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over your left leg, straighten it, lift the toes. Shift the right foot down. Left hand inside or on the shin or block. Right, left toes down. Triangle pose just for the breath. Inhale, rise up, reverse your triangle. Exhale, right hand to the hip, left knee bends, left hand reaches in front or to the side or on a block. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon balance. Once again, stacking shoulders over each other, hips over each other. Right leg presses all the way out to the right side. Any variations here? Very nice. Good Lord. That's it. You can always be on your knee as well. Another big breath. Now bring your right hand back to your hip, soften your knee, and then step back to your triangle pose. Left arm down, right arm up. Breathe in. Inhale, rise up, reverse it. And then turn your left toes to the right side of your mat. Take your hands again, interlace, wrists, fingers, elbows, or reverse your prayer, palms together, in between your two shoulder blades. Lift your heart up, lean up and over against your hands if they're there. And then exhale, fold forward, hang your head, let go. Keep the arms connected somehow, head to the shins. Shifting the weight a little forward, a little back. Just see where you're at today. One more breath. Good. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Release your hands to the floor wherever they are. Walk around to your left leg. Lower your right knee. Keep your left knee really hugging to that left tricep or shoulder. And then walk your hands all the way forward. Maybe you come to your forearms, and again, maybe you're taking an arm balance here today. And maybe it's not your gig to take an arm balance today. Maybe you do it every day, and today's the day you say, I don't really want to do that. Or maybe you've never done it, and today's the day you fly. So breathe into it. I'm not taking it even today, so there you go. One more big breath. Return your hands to the floor. Separate them on either side of the leg. Right leg lifts up in the air, knee off the floor, step back through your flow, and take it your way. We all meet in downward facing dog. And then let's go ahead and walk our hands back to our feet. Standing at the back of your mat, fold your body in half. Bend your knees enough that your palms of your hands are on the floor. And then push through the palms and round your belly to your spine and your upper back. Your head comes down. Big toe presses down. Feel lighter as you press down. Feel lighter in that upper body. So light, in fact, that you start to roll up nice and easy. Roll the shoulders back and around a couple times. Heel toe your feet to touch and bring your hands to your heart center. Close your eyes for a moment, settle in. Bring your weight to your left leg and lift your right knee up off the floor, right foot off the floor, excuse me. Now take your hands and hold on to the shin or the ankle or the top of the foot. Now slide your right hand down to the ankle. Bring the right foot behind you. Take the left arm and hold it with both arms. And then kick your heel to your buttocks and draw that left hip towards the midline. So as you're standing there, the tendency is to collapse into your left hip. So see if you can stay connected to the center. So you've got two hands holding on your right foot. Good. Any variation here, if you want to hold on and tilt your body forward as you kick your leg back, opening up your chest, your shoulders, your collarbones. Very nice, Rand. Good. Any variation is right? As long as it's right for you. Now, try not to let go and let it fly. Gently let go with just the left arm. Take it up in the air. Bring your right knee back to your chest. Hold on. Or maybe take your peace finger grip around your big toe and extend that right leg out in front of you. Draw the hips together. So my knee is not straight, okay? It doesn't matter if your knee is not straight. You can also just hold on to your knee. Working through balance, keeping our shape. One more breath. Good. Now take your left hand back to your hip, bend your right knee, and place that right foot all the way up or all the way down below your knee. Hands in prayer. Whoops. Come to your heart center. And then press your left hip towards your right foot. So squeeze everything towards midline. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Inhale and exhale. One more big breath. Release the bind, lift your right leg back up. Step into the floor, separate your feet and fold over. Hang your head, grab opposite elbows and sway. Big toe presses down, ball of the foot, pinky toe, heel of the foot. Switch the cross of your arms as you sway a little side to side. And then let the arms dangle one more time. Chin to chest, roll up through your spine. Shoulders roll back and around. Heel toe your feet together. Bring your hands to your heart center. Close your eyes. Just kind of relax here for a moment. Take that internal drishti, that internal gaze. Maybe your third eye to your nose. Tip of your nose, nadi drishti. And then open your eyes. Lift your left leg off the floor and hold the knee to the chest. You can let the foot be kind of loose, loosey-goosey. Hold on, bring it in, hug the hip into center, and then slide your left hand down, grab the ankle, pull the knee back, take your right hand to join it behind you, hold on to the foot, the ankle, the shin, wherever you can. Open up your chest, try to keep that right hip pulling inward, and then begin to tilt forward and extend the leg. It's optional, right? You don't have to do this. This is your choice. Good. Then slowly return back to standing. Knees are together. Release your right hand. Left hand's holding your foot. Right arm is in the air. And then just draw that left knee in. You can stay holding onto your left knee, or you can take your peace finger grip around your big toes and extend your left leg out in front of you. So press down through the right leg, pull through the center line, reach up through the right arm, find length. So remember, yoga is for everybody. We can all do this in some variation or another. One more breath. Good. And then gently bring the knee in. Open out into tree. Bring your hands to your heart. Or if you have them up in the air, that's fine. Pull your hips together. It's like you're pulling your hip to your foot and squeezing everything together. And then your palms are doing the same thing. Prayer. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Be strong like an oak, flexible like a willow. One more breath. boop, and then gently, I fell. I was waving in the wind. Left leg up and down to the floor. Separate your feet hips width apart and fold over again. Sway side to side, just let go of any tension. And then stay where you are on the mat and place your fingertips on the floor in front of your toes. Look forward. Walk your hands forward, step your feet back, find a downward facing dog. Inhale on your toes. Shift forward to a high plank. Either lower your right knee to the floor or stay on your toes and swing onto your right side. You can have your feet stacked, staggered, or in any other variation. Big toe grip, maybe you're back there, or maybe you are tree pose with your left foot in your thigh. Pull the right side of your body up, one more breath. As you empty the breath, come down to plank, and then come down to your forearm plank. Hold here, pull your hips back, pull your chest forward, open your arms out, shift a little on your toes, and lower your pubic bone on the floor. Soften your glutes and pull your chest through. Pull your shoulders back and down, squeeze your elbows towards midline. Inhale and exhale. If this is too much tension in your neck, let your chin just hang down. One more breath. Good. Tuck your toes under as you sit back to your heels. Arms outstretched. Inhale to all fours. Exhale to downward facing dog. Chest to your thighs. Let your body surrender. Inhale on your toes to a high plank. Either lower your left knee or stay on your toes as you shift to your left hand. And lift the left side of your body up. Maybe that right arm goes overhead. Maybe again, you've got a tree pose here or a foot to toe grip. Breathe. Or maybe you're just on your knee and you're having a good old time there. It's fine. Take another breath. Right arm down. Hold plank. Forearm plank. This time, walk your feet to your hands. Lift your hips up. So you could do this if you're on a stability ball or a chair. You can hold this pose, dolphin pose. Some of you here will start kicking up into a forearm balance. If you're not there yet, who cares? You can play at it, or you can stay right here and do some dolphin push-ups, bringing your chin in front of your wrists. If you want to play with it, you step one leg closer, so let's bring the left leg closer. And begin to just lift that right leg in the air, kick the left heel to your buttocks. Take a couple on both sides. Some of you will take flight and hold. Some of you want to go against a wall, that's fine. And when you're ready to come out, there you go. Good. I can't see who that is. Let's see who that is. Lauren, good job. When you're done with this, everybody child's pose. Arms by your side, palms face up. Relax your shoulders, let them drape open. And then slowly roll to sit up on your heels. Lift your chest up. Inhale, the arms come all the way overhead. Take your left arm outside your right thigh, right arm behind you. On the floor, lift your chest, rotate to the right, look over your right shoulder. Now plant your right palm on the floor. Take your left arm up, and as you do so, lift your hips up. So it's a little bit different variation of a camel, but keep pushing your hips and shoulders forward and up. So your hand is not on your foot unless you want it to be, that's fine. Otherwise, see if you can try this a little bit longer variation. One more breath. As you exhale, sweep that left arm down. Come back to your child's pose, palms face up. Inhale to rise to sit on your heels. Bring your arms up. Take your right arm outside left thigh, left arm behind you on the floor. Start there. Just, if this feels good, stay here. Or maybe you take that right arm up, push your hips forward, and arch back. So you're trying to get your shoulders and hips to pull forward to the front of your mat without creating tension in your left neck and shoulder. Right? Inhale and exhale. And then take your right arm, sweep it down and around. Both arms by your side, palms face up into your child's pose. From here, grab a hold of your heels with your hands. Bring your chin to your chest, forehead to your knees, and lift your hips up off the floor, around your spine. Pull that belly all the way up, up, up. Push the top of the foot and shin down. No weight in your head. Breathe. And then lower your hips to your heels. Roll yourselves up to a seated position on your heels, and then shift your weight off to either leg, and bring your legs out in front of you. Stretch your legs out and shake out your legs. Flex your feet, Dandasana staff pose. Toes up, hands down by your side, just to kind of give you that little roll in front of the sitting bones and lifting up, shoulders down. Take your right knee and bend it. Place your left hand behind you to give you that lift again. Take your right arm up in the air. Reach out and across to your left, maybe the foot, the toes, maybe just the shin or the thigh. And get as far forward as you can with your right underarm so that you can maybe take the bind, right hand behind you, left arm behind you, right arm around the front of your shin. Option. Lengthen your spine, twist to the left side. So if you don't get the full bind, that's okay. You can still do the twist. One more big breath. Come back to center. Gently release. Take both hands, interlace your fingers underneath the right foot. Breathe. Now pull that right knee towards your right rib cage, or the right underarm, and then straighten your right leg out. Maybe it's not going to get as straight as you'd like. Take your left hand outside, right arm behind you, twist. Right arm reaches, right leg. Now take that right leg across the body ever so slightly, enough to get that sensation in your outer hip. And then place that right foot on the floor, right arm behind you, left arm up and over, twist to the right side, get a little deeper. One more breath. Take the toes up towards your face, find length in your spine and depth. Inhale to the center, look the other way. Come back to center. Hug the knees in, the knee in. And then we're going to take that right knee and relax the left foot, right knee over the left knee, shoelace, a half shoelace, and simply fold over. This is a great place, if you like, to put a block and let your head rest down so that you're not really creating any excess action. It's really a yin pose. It's really just a release. And while we won't hold it for 3 to 5 minutes, we'll sit here for a few more breaths and let go. So we've done so much of our yang physical practice that this is just a complete release of this pose. And let go. Good. One more breath. Rise up. Okay, take your right foot outside your left foot. We're going to turn that right, well, we don't have to really, but take your hands to the outside of your left side. And then maybe you're going to come up, just lift your leg up, your hips up, or maybe you can lift your leg up. Maybe that right hand can grab for the left foot. So it's like a baby grasshopper. Breathe in and breathe out. And then let it go. Just for fun. Come back to center. Good. Shake out your legs. Shimmy it out a little bit. Let's even it up. Hands by your thighs. Dandasana. Inhale and exhale. Feet are active. So this part of the pose is active, or this part of this sequence is active. Left knee bends. Make it a fist away from your inner thigh. Right hand behind you. Lengthen your spine, left arm up. Reach across your right foot. Maybe it's the outside of the foot. Maybe it's just the shin or the thigh. Lift your or bring your shoulders so far forward that your underarm can wrap around your shin, and then you take the bind. If you can't get there, you do the best you can, right? Just make sure that knee's not collapsing inward. You're staying a little bit more open. So this is a twist. We're going to twist to the right side. I'm okay if that left hip lifts a little bit. One more breath. Good. Gently release, come back to center. Hug your knee into your chest to get your sitting bone back on the floor. Interlace your fingers, take them underneath the left foot, and bring that left knee in. Every new beginning has some other beginnings in. All right, bring your left knee into your chest, shoulders down. Flex that foot, and see if you can straighten it out now. Breathe in and breathe out. Take your right hand, grab it outside of the foot. Maybe again it's up, further up your thigh, just not your knee. And then release your left arm and twist back. Left arm behind you, flex the right foot. This is still active work. Now take that left leg just ever so slightly across the right leg for a little bit more sensation into your outer hip and IT band perhaps. One more breath. As you exhale, bring the left leg outside the right leg, left arm back, and twist to your left side. And then come back to center. Left knee across the right. Shoestring. Now that right leg releases completely. And then fold over. This is a good place for your block to rest above your knee and your head rests on the block. So a couple of extra breaths here. It should be a completely released pose. And this is where the yin and the yang comes in, right? We've got yin and yang in each pose and sometimes within each sequence. So take another 2 breaths. And then bring yourself back upright. If you have a block, move it to the side. Take your left foot outside your right leg, excuse me. Hands on the floor. So you're going to shift so that you're rolling onto the outer hip. You can take, right even before, you can take a hold of your right big toe, and maybe you can lift your hips and your leg off the floor. Maybe you're just in the twist. Maybe you're just here. It's all good, right? It's all fair game. Take 2 more breaths. As you empty the breath, release your hips slowly. Come back to center. Release your legs, shake it out, and just rock and roll a little side to side. Come back to your Dandasana, your staff pose. I'm going to adjust my mat the other way. You stay exactly as you are. Stay just the way you are. And then start to, you can either bend your knees or keep your legs straight. It's kind of your choice today. And begin to roll yourself down to the floor with a rounded spine. Shoulders come down last, well, head comes down last. And then release your head, knees into the chest. Hug them nice and tight. Reach around to your, either the elbows, your fingers, your wrists, or maybe just one on each leg. And then draw your knees to your chest and your heels towards your buttocks. See if you can lengthen out that spine. Breathe in and breathe out. Reach your arms out to the side. Keep your knees nice and close to your chest. And then extend your legs in the air. Lower your tailbone so now the legs are going to come a little bit further away from your chest. Flex your feet towards the sky, belly down, ribs towards hips. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders up. Reach your fingers to the ceiling, not your toes. And then see if you want to lift your hips up off the floor. Breathe in. And breathe out. Lower your hips. Lower your head. Hug your knees. Good. Take your feet on the floor, holding onto the ankles or the shins, or maybe even the bottoms of your feet. Tilt your pelvis so your pubic bone points upward. Peel your hips off the floor. Wrap yourself up and walk your hands behind you, or bind, or hold and support your back, your hips, or put yourself on a block. Big toe to the floor. We're only doing 2 back bends here, so you take this where you need to. If you're already ready to go into your full wheel, put your hands by your shoulders, rise up to the top of your head, and then lift your hips up, or your head up, excuse me. So you can be in your bridge, you can be in just a pelvic tilt, and then you make your way, when you're ready, up or down. Take your time. When you do your first one, just windshield wiper your legs. Don't hug your knees to your chest just yet. Wait till we've completed the second round of whatever you're doing. If you're already ready to go to your Shavasana, then take your knees to your chest. So one more time, holding onto the shins or ankles, or maybe you're just grazing your heels with your hands. Tilt your pelvis, so that's the first part. You can actually stay with your back on the floor and just lift your glutes up, right? You can just have that really big tilt here, that really big C curve, or you can take this into the bridge where you're resting on your shoulders, and again, maybe your hands come underneath you, maybe they support your back, or maybe once again, you're gonna take your hands to face your shoulders and come up, lift up, up, up. Push your big toes down. It's almost like you're a little pigeon-toed. If you're up there, stay for a couple breaths. Just find something that you can take away from this. And then when you're ready to come down from whatever you're in, upper, mid, and lower back, now hug your knees into your chest. Happy baby pose. Take a hold of your big toes or your outer foot and rock on your spine side to side. And then come on back to center. Take your arms outside your knees, hug them in nice and close, round and curl your spine, pull the belly in. And then stretch your arms and legs all the way back on the floor. Reach your right arm and right leg longer, so just feel that long release of the right side. And do the same thing now on the left side. And then can you reach both arms and both legs away from your center point? And from here, take a big breath in. Squeeze everything you can think of. Maybe lift everything off the floor. Really squeeze it nice and tight, nice and tight, nice and tight. And then with a big open mouth, loud exhale, let it go to the floor. And make your way into your final Shavasana. Take a few breaths just to settle in. Maybe one more open mouth breath. Inhale and open mouth, sigh it out. Settle in to a comfortable space, something that makes you feel warm, comfortable, safe. Close your eyes and just kind of give yourself an internal scan from the top of your head to the bottoms of your toes. And then release whatever breath you're using that is not your natural pattern of breath. So no more Ujjayi breath. No more retentions, no more lengthening. Allow the opportunity for your body to just breathe itself. Let go. For those of you who can stay longer in Shavasana, feel free to turn off the sound, the picture, and stay in your meditative pose. For those of you who need to come back, just start to breathe a little deeper, bring yourself back in. Start to move your fingers, your toes, your wrists, your ankles. Make your way onto either side. Find a moment of stillness, a moment of peace. Make your way back to sitting up, facing your front, hand to your heart center. Om Shanti, 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 Om peace, peace, peace to all. I'm so honored and grateful to have you all here sharing practice together from many parts of the world and the country. So I honor you all so much. Thank you so much. And for those of you I might not see till the new year, have a happy and healthy new year. For those who I will see tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste, Sat Nam. Go in peace, everyone. At home, stay fit, stay healthy.